Hi everybody, I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama. These are our feathered trio, and we're going to show you a couple of hacks that we have done to our chicken coop. This is the Innovation Pet chicken coop. We got it at Tractor Supply. It runs about $200. I have separate content, a separate video that will show you the good and bad and just some FYI about this coop. Overall, we're really happy with it, but right now, instead of just giving you a tour, I'm just going to show you a couple of extra things we did, just to kind of give you an idea of some extra things you can do. Now, we only have our 3 birds, and these are our first chickens that we've ever had. So a lot of these hacks, you know, nothing is original anymore. We got all these ideas from the internet. But the first and the main thing is, after you waterproof your coop, make sure you get some kind of sealant so that you don't have any problems with rotting wood in the future. If your coop doesn't already have hardware cloth, which is, you can see the difference, this is hardware cloth here and this is chicken wire. You want something with a very small diameter so that predators can't reach in and grab your birds or try to eat them. But you're going to want a predator proof around the bottom as well. We used just a staple gun and stapled chicken wire on one side to the underside right there on that wood that goes along the bottom, and then pinned it to the ground all the way around, and then double lined it on the corners, just because predators will try, if they can't get in through a door easily with the way these latches and these hooks are on the doors, they'll try to dig underneath. We use PDZ inside here in our tray for our roosts. It's like a sand, like a really fine cat litter, and it clumps really well. So whenever we need to clean this out, I just use literally like a cat scoop and just shake it out and dump it in. You can put it in your composter or you can throw it away. And 1 bag is really inexpensive. You'll find it in the horse section of most feed stores. And it's anti-odor and it works really well and it's really cheap. And then we have pine shavings over here in our nesting box. When your girls are getting ready to lay, go ahead and put a ceramic egg, a fake egg in there, just so they kind of get an idea of, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do in there. You don't want them just hanging out. We gave them in the shade over here just because we didn't want them hanging on the porch and eating my plants. We gave them like a little haven over here. So I spray this down. They get treats in that bowl every day. They got watermelon. You can see they've eaten it all. Hi, girls. Now they're like, why did you come out here without any food? And then I give them extra ice water over there because we're in South Texas and it is hot. The main thing I wanted to show you though, and I'm going to pretend this was my genius, but really it was my husband, is an automatic feeder and waterer that basically ensures that your chickens will always have water and food without you having to check every day if the weather's bad, or like I'm dealing with 2 young children at home. We went on a couple of vacations this summer. So here's what it looks like underneath. And we have the waterer. We started with the large PVC on both sides. It's just 4-inch PVC, and then you buy the transition piece. We went from 4 down to 2 on both, and then you just get an elbow joint. So this is a 2-inch PVC here, and these are the chicken nipples. And essentially what they do is you keep it from leaking by just making sure that you don't drill too big of a hole in the PVC, and then the girls, when they're thirsty, they just go and peck at it and water will come out. We do have that screw in there if there's an emergency or if we need to scrub this out and clean it. But then we did use a sealant, a glue on those elbow joints there. The feeder is also 4-inch down to 2-inch, and then we just had it go down at a 45 angle elbow, and then we used the same kind of cap that's here on the top of our feed and water, and he just bolted essentially this to the PVC so it falls down into a bowl like this. He angled it high enough so that there's not a ton of food coming in because we didn't want to waste it. We used the crumbles. So now all I have to do to make sure they have water is, I'll show you. I just open this up and it's just sitting there. It's not twisted or anything. There's their ice that's floating at the top. So I filled up their water this morning so you can see it's full. And then I just fill up their food right there. But that way, when we have somebody watching our chickens, or if the weather's going to be really crummy, or I've got a sick kid in the house or something, I know that they're good to go. Now I'll tell you, with this feed and water system, we've had no issues with the water once we got the leaks taken care of. Made sure we didn't drill holes that were too big. I say we know it was my husband. So with the chicken nipples that were right there, we've had no issues with that. It's fine. With the food, you could see that there's the bowl in there. The problem has been, though, that. Let me open this door and I can get the hardware cloth out of the way. You see we've got like this goofy little curtain. You can see the mechanism in there. The problem has been that whenever it rains, we've got our like yard storage bin right over here up against this wall, but the wind would blow in the rain from this side over here and it would get all of their food wet. Well, that's really dangerous, and even if they do want to eat it, it's not good for them. So we got that bucket, cut a hole in it, and of course you have to take the whole mechanism off to fit the bucket on while the food was still getting wet. So now we've tried this privacy curtain type thing, and the chickens finally figured out how to stick their head in there and they can still eat. So we're hoping that will, if I fix that, that will keep the food from getting wet whenever there's rain and wind. Like I said, we're in South Texas. We've been getting a lot of storms lately, so we don't want that to be a problem. But see, there goes Lolly. And she'll figure it out. She'll stick her head in there. What do you see, Lolly girl? Hi, birds. Hi, birds. The other thing I'll tell you as far as keeping chickens, if you're not already aware, everything here is really cheap. The girls, we bought them as chicks. They were like $2 each. Their food, one bag of their crumbles is like $15, $16, and it'll last, gosh, at least a month. Water, of course, is water. The PDZ and the pine shavings, that stuff is really inexpensive, and we've only used that one bag in the months that the girls have been out here. They've been out living full-time for about 2 months. So everything is really, really affordable as far as chickens are concerned. Now, of course, eggs are affordable too, so they're not really saving us a ton of money, but they're cute, I guess. And the kids really, really like them. So hopefully these couple of hacks to help you with your chicken coop will be useful to you and your family. Our chickens are great with the kids. My kids are inside right now. Hi, Calypso. Pretty bird. But the kids love the chickens. The chickens have never been a problem with the kids at all. They adore the kids. They follow them around and want to play with them. These girls, we've handled them every day since they were little, so as you can see, they're not afraid at all. I think they're just kind of annoyed that I didn't bring them any treats this time. But again, this is the Innovation Pet Chicken Coop. There are a couple of hacks for you to do with as you wish, and I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama. Thanks for watching.